Well, hello there guys, how are we? If you've been on my channel recently, then the word Flashpocalypse is bound to sound familiar to you. Or if you're an epic gamer of the late 2000s and early 2010s, then this term is also probably going to ring a few bells. One of the internet's greatest tragedies that left a hole in all of our hearts, the death of Flash Player and the consequences that occurred as a result of this. But you get to watch this only on TP on 2FPS. Cue the intro! Listen love, editing Tara quickly dropping in to say, I'm extremely apologetic for the sheer amount of bloody jump cuts I had to edit into this video. I don't know what was wrong with me and I don't know what I was on when I made it. Probably that Capri Sun I had. Gotta love those non-alcoholic drinks. Anyway, bear with me through the jump cuts. Thank you for watching and I hope you enjoy the video. So, are we liking the new vibe, the new aesthetics? Like, listen, I don't know what I was going for with this outfit, but I ended up just looking like a black female e-boy. The hair as well is to my liking, and I finally got rid of that ugly curtain. Thank me later, thank me later. So first of all, let's answer the question, what was Flash Player? Flash Player was a software that was capable of, I'm just going to read this part straight off of Wikipedia, viewing multimedia contents, executing rich internet applications, and streaming audio and video. And if none of that made sense to you, Flash Player, somewhat smart player, does a lot of things. Adobe's Flash Player was actually released in 1996 and goes way back to the years of Windows 98 and IRIX, whatever that is. When you think of Flash Player, you're probably thinking of Adobe already, but what if I were to tell you that Flash didn't always belong to Adobe and it wasn't always called Flash? Well, the story starts in '93 when a company by the name of Future Wave Software wanted to compete with other applications similar to what Flash would become. For example, Macromedia. Futurewave makes this thing called Future Splash Animator. Macromedia's like, aight then, you trying to compete with me? How about I buy you instead? And so they did. Macromedia Flash was born as of that day. Then Adobe sees all of this happening and is like, damn Macromedia, I see what you're going on there. And as of that day, Adobe Flash Player was born in the year 2005. Mind you, in the early years of Flash, the quality was absolutely horrendous. Like, it was due to the limitations of technology back then, but it was no. The quality was no. As we said, the brand name Flash Player came in the year 2005. But you know what else was born in 2005? No, not me. I came 2 years later. YouTube. YouTube was launched in 2005. And YouTube and Flash were not only age mates, but besties. And since HTML at that time was being a bit difficult and wouldn't support videos, YouTube knew their best friend Flash Player was going to have their back. And YouTube supported videos on Flash, but as of today, HTML5 is already out, so YouTube doesn't need Flash to run. But you know what else ran on Flash? Literally all of our favorite previous internet browser games. And to name a few, Movie Star Planet, Bin Weevils, and Moshi Monsters, of which I have already done very comprehensive videos on my channel. So if you're interested in the history of those three games, I highly suggest you go check my videos on them out. Now, of course, I can't list every single iconic Flash game of the early to mid 2010s, but I can tell you a few that shaped mine and some of my friends' childhood. So, reading off this list of some of the most iconic Flash games: Fireboy and Water Girl, Tetris, World's Hardest Game, Super Smash Flash, Warfare 1917, The Last Strand, Earn to Die, Papa's Bloody Pizzeria, Happy Wheels, Motherload, Crush the Castle, The Impossible Game, and Super Mario 63. Come on. Oh yeah, I spent most of my childhood on some of these games, especially Papa's Pizzeria and then Fireboy and Water Girl. And by the way, when I'm finally able to go back to streaming on Twitch, I really want to play some of these games with you guys. And suddenly Flash became the new hot thing, with the vast majority of multimedia web browser content being played on Flash Player. But all that success can't come without a tiny bit of demise. Reading this part straight off of Wiki, I think Yeah. This is from Wiki. Sorry, I got confused. Flash Player once had a large user base and was a common format for web games, animations, and GUI elements embedded in web pages. However, the most popular use of Flash amongst the 10 to 20 age group was for Flash games. Adobe stated in 2013 that more than 400 million out of over 1 billion connected desktops updates to the new version of Flash Player within 6 weeks of release. And of course, I don't know why there was just so many different Flash updates. Like, I don't know why. Like, of course, update Flash, but it just came way too frequently for some reason. I don't know, probably because there were a lot of problems in Flash, which we're going to discuss in a second. However, Flash Player has become increasingly criticized for its performance, consumption of battery on mobile devices, the number of security vulnerabilities that had been discovered in the software, and its closed platform nature. And thus we reach the beginning of the Flashpocalypse. Let's talk about the decline of Flash Player. So Flash Player declined for numerous different reasons, but I feel as if I can mainly pinpoint it to two different reasons that really was the last straw for Flash, and I think were also like the core reasons behind why Flash declined. So reason number one, extremely poor cybersecurity. There were a lot, and I mean a lot, of vulnerabilities in Flash's system when it came to how secure the player was. Compared to other software, Flash was extremely easy to hack back in the day, and many people took advantage of that. And so that leads me to say, Flash's poor cybersecurity obviously also affected the games that it ran. And guess what? Now it becomes easy to cheat and hack within the game, and we saw this blatantly demonstrated, highlighted right in front of our eyes to see in the case of Movie Star Planet, of which, you know, I did a good video on it, and all of its notorious hackers. From Anonymous to the Grim Reaper, believe me, MSP had it all. Now listen, this presents itself as a double problem, because a lot of the games that Flash ran were children's games, obviously, and hackers with malicious intentions could find their ways onto the little kiddies, and that is definitely not what child protection services want. So, you know, Flash could get in trouble with these different child protection services, and maybe even with the law, because of how poor its cybersecurity system was. Now, number two, the beef with Steve Jobs. Yes, you heard it right. Adobe was beefing with Mr. Jobs himself because of Flash. So let me tell you the story. It begins in the 2000s. Flash was running on all different devices, including Apple ones. Steve and the people began to notice something. First of all, how battery heavy Flash was on the old iPhones. Second of all, how dysfunctional it appeared to be on the Apple devices. Like literally always crashing every 2 seconds of the day. Now, Steve was not having it and published an open letter detailing Apple's reasoning for not supporting Flash on its iOS device family because of its ineffectivity. I really hope that that's a word, ineffectivity. However, the CEO of Adobe was not having it either and replied to Steve's letter with, and I quote, "If Flash is the number one reason that Macs crash, which I'm not aware of it, has much to do with the Apple operating system instead of our system itself, bro." Oh my god, violation. Imagine getting into beef with Steve Jobs. Sorry, but sorry. I mean, rest in peace, but okay. Okay then. Let's discuss the aftermath of the Flashpocalypse. Adobe's decision to remove Flash Player caused the death of so many amazing, spectacular, nostalgic internet games that were a huge part of many of our childhoods. On my channel, we often talk about the history of some of these games, and today we talk about what was the last straw for many of these games, the catalyst to death. So really, Flash was honestly carrying the gaming industry from like the early 2000s to the late 2010s. But here on came the 2020s, and on December the 31st of the year 2020, Adobe officially stopped supporting Flash for popular web browsers, and with Flash deaths came the consequences of the death of many more. At the end of the day, yeah, Flash was pretty crappy and flimsy, I guess, but I don't think that they necessarily needed to completely shut it down. I mean, I'm not a tech specialist and it's not like I worked for Adobe or anything, but maybe they could have found new ways to innovate and improve the cybersecurity within the system, because I know Adobe has the money and the means to do it, but maybe Adobe thought that Flash was just becoming too much of a hassle for them, and then they just thought new decade, new me, and then threw Flash in the trash. Get it? Get it? I'm sorry, but you can tell that I've been waiting the entire video to say that line. Oh my gosh. But anyways, that leads us to the end of Flash and the end of the video. Thank you, Flash, for the memories of coming back home from school to go onto Newgrounds or congregate and procrastinate on my homework playing Flash games, as I should. Thank you for all the years we spent together and how much of my childhood was shaped and influenced by this one software that laid the foundation and groundwork for the childhoods of many other teens and young adults today. Rest in peace, our 24-year-old Flash, 1996 to 2020. Gone, but definitely not forgotten. Thank you guys so much for watching until the end. I appreciate every single one of you guys that watches my content, and if you'd like to show a small creator some support, I highly suggest commenting, subscribing, pressing that like button, and commenting what you guys thought of the video. But I'd also love some content suggestions as well, and what do you guys want to see more of, and what videos would you like me to make? So anyways, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. This is TP signing out now, so peace. Come on, let's go. Love you guys.